Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Chioma in Bloom, and here we like to discuss things that can help us level up, bloom, and just, graduate in life and just keep getting better, keep getting better and better, and just elevating. And you know what I have realized as an adult? There truly is nothing new under the sun. I swear to God, all the things that I heard growing up, all the things I saw women experience growing up, it's the same thing my generation is now going through. It's so crazy to me. Like, literally, it's so insane. It's so insane. Like, there truly is nothing new out here. The same thing women were saying about men, the same complaints, everything is just the same. Now, why am I saying this? This story that has been flooding my YouTube feed from, all my top creators is the Danish Deception story. Y'all, I am so exhausted. I am so tired of seeing women go through the same thing over and over again. It's like, girl, it's like, is it that serious? Is it that serious? And I just want to know, do women have any sense of self-preservation? I understand that girls want a man. I understand, you want to be married, you want to have kids, you're getting closer to 30. I get it. But my God, can we reach a state of self-care and like, do people not understand self-care means caring for yourself? That means for your future, for everything you have going on. That means self-protection, preservation of species. Like, my God, like, what the fuck did I watch? I was watching that thing and I truly, truly, truly was trying to have empathy with her because, I understand, men can be deceitful, men can say things, but I feel like up until when he actually started like saying things and doing a lot, I don't know why my nose is itchy. Give me a moment. Up until the time he actually started like really laying it on thick and creating all these webs of lies, up until then, she was really the one deceiving herself. And the way she was even telling the story, like, girl, she was giving a lot of unnecessary details. Maybe she felt like it was necessary, but when she was like, I'm about to tell you the best love story, I already knew it was going to be some bullshit. When she was like, oh, I looked up and saw the finest man, I already knew it was going to be bullshit. And that man was not going to be all that. Because women like to gas things up. And I'm saying this including myself, okay? I definitely have been known to, thinking back, like, that man wasn't all that. I was the one sitting there guessing him up, guessing the whole thing up to myself. Like, yeah, like, just unnecessary, just unnecessary. And I feel like that is one thing we women, we just have to cut it out. Girl, that man did not even deceive you that much. So you met him. Okay, you travel somewhere, you guys are sipping mimosas or whatever they were sipping. They, bad bitch and her baddie friends. You look up, you see a man, you like, damn, he kind of fine. That happens all the time. That's not that's not a unique event. Like, what are you? Okay, so he comes over, y'all talk. That happens all the time too. She shoots her shot. She makes sure they have each other's Instagram. Cool. The women do say shoot your shot. Do you? If you feel like you want to shoot your shot with this man, girl, who am I to stop you? Go right ahead. They exchange Instagram. They're doing what they're doing. Why are you telling this man all your life story about, oh, you going to Chanel to do this? But what really got me in this part of where they met was when they were at dinner And somehow the friend was saying, oh, he's looking for this. And then she gonna turn to him and like be like, but for the right man, I will learn how to cook. But then in the rest of the story, she was always like, I made dinner, I did this. So girl, you already cook. Because she didn't make it seem like she learned how to cook just because he was there. Like she was already like knowing how to cook. So why say that? Like what the fuck was the point of that? I really want to know. Like I really want to understand. Like what was the point of saying that? I when she said that, I was so confused. Like girl, what? Oh, but for the right man, I would learn how to cook. And then why is your friend saying, oh, she got all these things except cooking? Bitch, why would you say that? But whatever. Whatever. And then them meeting, her sending the passport. Girl, just tell that man to send you the money so you can buy your own fucking ticket. Why would you want to give him your information like that? And then he didn't even ask for your number. You're the one that volunteered. And that's one thing I noticed throughout that relationship. Okay, I'm going to try to number it. One thing, number one that I noticed, she was the instigator of everything. She was the orchestrating party in everything. She made everything happen. When they met, she made the Instagram exchange happen. She made the meetup happen. You know, she told them about the restaurant, invited them to the restaurant. She made the exchanging of the phone number happen. Okay, he asked her to come to EB. She said no. He asked her to come to, what's the other place? Monaco. She said yes, gave him the passport information. What else? She was making a lot of things happen. Like he would be like, no. Like when she first gave him money, girl, why? He already said no. Why you like, let me give you, let me give you, let me give you. My God, damn. Like she was like, she would be the one to invite him to Dallas all the time. She would be the one to want to invite herself to Denmark. Like that one Christmas that he didn't want her there, and she was just pushing and pushing and pushing. I was just like I'm telling you through, like, okay, when she found out that he had the gambling addiction, she wasn't like, okay, what are you doing to help yourself? What are you doing to fight against this? No, she was like, let me help you. She found the gambling anonymous, right? She went to the meeting with him. She made sure she went to the meeting. I'm just like, when she found out about it, we started the payment plan. We did this. We did that. We did this. And it was really just giving, she was doing it and dragging him along to do all that stuff. Girl, that man said, I will marry you tomorrow. And then you were like, I will marry you tomorrow. And then you all got married. As a Nigerian, I am so baffled at how she could get married without telling her parents, her sister, her friends, who she said, I love them so much. I love them with all my heart. These people mean the world to me. They mean everything to me. But you got married without telling them? You got married without them there? I'm so confused. I am so confused. Like, they mean everything to you, but you just got married and they didn't even know about it. How can you get married and then after the marriage, he's asking your dad for permission to get married? Like, bitch, you already married. But whatever, they were still planning to do the African wedding and the white wedding, the traditional wedding and the white wedding, whatever. Here's what I don't understand. And this is even for her friends and family. How can your sister's boyfriend ask you for money and you just give it to him? I'm so confused. You know why? I literally cannot imagine a siblings, like maybe it's just me, when like a friend or a sibling is in a relationship, like, yes, of course I talk to them, of course I relate with them, but not that much. We're not that close, especially when it's just boyfriend or girlfriend, because at this point, mind you, they do not know that they're married. Nobody knows that they're married. So mind you, this is just a boyfriend she's had for like 4 months. Because I think they got married after 4 months. This is just a man she's known for 4 months. Sir, that don't mean shit to me. When you guys have been married and I feel like we have formed our own bond outside of my sister as the mediator, then we can start talking about you asking me for money. I'm not gonna lie, I would be so offended if my sister's boyfriend asked me for money. Sir, I do not know you like that. Do I look like a fucking bank? The fact that all these people were giving him money, I don't know what to think about that. Like, so nobody thought it was strange? Like, you guys just give money like that? Damn, maybe I need to get around some of them motherfuckers and start asking them for money. Because what? I don't know anybody. Well, maybe they wouldn't think it's weird, but I was talking about it with my friend and she also thought it was weird. Because I can't imagine, like, one of my best friends is married. I can't imagine her husband asking me for money. I would be so baffled and immediately call her or text her like, like, what's going on? What's going on? Why'd y'all need money? Like, is everything okay? Because if my friend hasn't told me, hey, we're going through some things, and you just randomly start asking her for money, it's like, girl, what are you not telling me? What's going on? You get what I'm saying? That is so jarring to me. That is so jarring to me. Oh, that reminds me. The second thing that really got me, that really pissed me off about this situation was how she would always say, oh, I don't know how things work in them. Bitch, find out. This man is telling you, oh, the IRS, blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, well, I don't know how things work over there. Find out. We have the internet. And not even in a way to be like, oh, distrustful of him. But if an issue has come up once, come up twice, you don't think you should try to figure out like what's going on? Personally, I think you should. I think you should try to figure out, hey, what's going on? Like, what's tea? Like, how does this work? Like, I'm married to a man from Denmark. Like, I need to fully understand this because obviously this is affecting our family money. And also, how can you marry a man that is so shitty with finances? I mean, I don't think she knew at the time she married, which is why she shouldn't have married him so early. Girl, I'm sorry. Love is not enough to get married. Okay, yes, I love you. Let's not get married. Let's just date for the rest of our lives. Let's be in love. Why would you get married to a man that is shitty with finances? You're gonna have kids. You're gonna need to buy a house. You're gonna need to do all these huge financial decisions. Why marry a man that is shitty with finances? Girl, you're just asking to be broke. Marrying a spouse that is terrible with money is you begging God to be broke and homeless. I am literally so baffled. That part was really just mind-blowing to me. Because I was like, girl, what do you mean? What do you mean you gave this man a credit card? He has a gambling addiction. And when she was like, oh, she knows a lot about addiction, I did not think so. Because right before she said that, I was like, this girl doesn't know shit about how to deal with somebody with addiction, especially a gambling addiction. Okay, when somebody has a gambling addiction, if you give them $1, $2, they're thinking, how can they put it in the market or in this website, in this blah, blah, blah? How can they flip it? How can they turn it? Bitch, they're always trying to turn that money into more money. Even when they get the earnings from that money, do you think they just keep the money in their pocket? No, they're trying to flip it into more money. These people, they literally never stop. Yes, even if they're broke and homeless, which is why you will see homeless people playing the fucking slots, playing these, what are those things? The scratch. Do you think you're the first person to deal with a gambling addict? No. I wish women would start thinking they're a unique situation. Here's what I've learned. Whenever you're dealing with a certain situation as a woman, you are not in a unique situation. There is nothing new under the sun. Get on the internet, find another woman that has gone through it. Look at a bunch of their situations, look at how shitty it went, and assume that yours is gonna get that bad. These people with gambling addictions have been known to gamble their rent. Okay, their wife will give them money for rent. Hey, go pay the rent. Do you think they go pay the rent? No. What do? They log into the website, they take it to the fucking slot machine, they buy the scratch card. Why? Because they think they can make more money and then pay the rent and have extra money. This is not something you can like. Do you know what an addiction is? You can't fix it with words. Otherwise, nobody would have a fucking addiction. It's serious. I feel like she wasn't taking it seriously enough. How can you give a man with a gambling addiction money? I feel like thinking of gambling addiction is thinking of like money addiction. You don't solve it by giving them more money. That doesn't make any sense. Even if she wanted to give him a credit card, she should have gotten him a secured credit card so that he can only spend the amount that's on it. And preferably one without a cash advance, because they charge crazy interest for those cash advances. I am literally so baffled. Like, would you ever be like, hey, I know you're trying to stop smoking. I know you're trying to stop smoking, but here, can you hold these 2 boxes of cigarette for me? I trust you not to smoke it. And then leave them in the house with the cigarette, just like right there on the table, and a lighter 20 feet away. No, because you would recognize that that's not helping them. You would recognize that that's just temptation. Bitch. If to be honest, for her to really have made that marriage work, she would have had to take access to all his accounts, change all the passwords, not let him have access to no money. No money. Because it is that serious. Do you remember, what's the name of that show? Bridgerton. The Featheringtons. I think this is actually my second time talking about them in the video. Because do you know that man also had a gambling addiction? Yeah. He traded the girls' dowries. Okay, he went and gambled that shit away. Why? Because he thought he could flip it into more money. But the thing with gambling is the house always wins. Gambling is not there for you to win. Why the fuck would they do that? This is a business. Why would they let you take all their earnings? Does that make sense to you? Even all these money, all this the scratch, I don't know what the fuck they're called. The jackpot things that you'll see, oh, this person won 20 million. Do you know how much that company fucking got? Like 10 times that. Yeah. Yeah. That's why they're giving you 20 million, because it's not touching how much they made off of you. That's why. The house always wins. Okay? Please. Like, I just feel like the gambling addiction wasn't taken seriously enough for me. He should have had no access to any money. No money. It's just like somebody with a drinking problem. Are you going to keep a shelf or stay stuck up on alcohol when you know this man has a drinking problem? No, because that doesn't make sense, does it? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So I just feel like that part was really getting on my nerves, because girl, you're acting like, oh, just trust. There is no trust. He's an addict. An addict. There is no trust, you guys. There is no trust. He's a fucking addict. Addicts relapse a lot. A lot of them do it a lot, which is why going sober is such a huge deal. They're literally fighting demons. And I just felt like she should have just left him alone. Not because she doesn't care about him, not because she doesn't love him, but because you cannot heal him. You cannot heal him. Girl, you cannot heal this man. You can't. You can't. You cannot heal this man. Okay, first of all, you're not God. Second of all, you don't have the skills. And yes, I understand that, people want to be like, oh, that's what marriage is for, so we can, in sickness and in health. How about your sense of self-preservation? How about self-preservation? And you know what? It's so crazy because even before I finished the story, I was talking about it to somebody else, and we were like, the only reason she's telling this story is because he left her. When she said that he left her, I was not surprised. She was never going to leave. She was never going to leave. And that's something else that I actually want to talk about when it comes to women, Christian women, Christian African women, like any combination of that. We're always taught to stay and to persevere, and girl, just leave. You cannot heal that man. Especially because you just met him. If this is like, oh, you've been married to this man for 10 years and he just developed this problem, okay, yes, try as much as you can to work through it with him while also preserving yourself and your kids. Imagine if there were kids in that situation. Do you think she would have been able to protect those kids? No, because she would have put that man first, which is, in my opinion, inappropriate. That's inappropriate, babes. It's inappropriate. I sincerely believe that she should have protected herself in that situation. There is no need saying you're trying to help this addict if you're going to do it at the expense of yourself. You just have a kink for degradation, because what are you talking about? If you cannot protect yourself in the process, you can't help them. You can't help them. Just leave it alone. At that point, just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. I feel like she should have left him alone after finding out about their gambling addiction. I honestly to God do. Not because, oh, so that nobody can help him. No, so that he can actually go find help. Tell his family. Like, keeping the secrets is not helping him. And he was able to manipulate that further. And she only even told the people in her life after he said he doesn't care anymore, after he left. I don't believe she would have left him. I believe she would have stayed. And if he never left, she would be there till now. The only reason she didn't take him back when he came back was because she had already told people. I believe that if she hadn't told people yet, she would have taken him back. I honestly believe that. And this is not to shame her, but it's just to show how a lot of women just do things for men at expense of themselves. But people always want to talk about self-love and self-care. It's like, where does self-preservation come in? Like, and I don't think a lot of people understand what self-love means. They will absolutely sacrifice self-love at the expense of romantic love. And yes, I understand, you will have some, what are those things called? Some, I forget, but where you, shit, I don't remember the word. But yes, I understand you have to give in sometimes. You can't always have everything your way, but not to the extent of harming yourself. Because in this video, she severely harmed herself. Severely harmed herself for the sake of this man. And for what? To say she has a man? To say she has a white man? What's the point? What's the point of being in a relationship, in a marriage, if you're unhappy, if he's harming you? What's the point? Like, you're talking about love, 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 but he's stabbing you every day. How does that work? I actually took some notes. So let me go through my notes, because I know we've already been here 25 minutes. It's insane. It's really, truly insane. The number one thing I noted from my notes, I know I've already said a lot, but she's overly invested in his life and in his family's life. Oh, this is so true. Like when he was having issue with his business, with his apartment, with the IRS, when his dad was sick, when, when his mom did blah, blah, blah about her family. Like, girl, how about you? How about your own family? What's going on with you? Like, and she was like, I couldn't imagine my life without him. You've known him for like 6 months. What the fuck were you doing right before you met him? Go back and do that shit. What do you mean you couldn't? You've lived a life without him, but you're talking about you couldn't imagine your life without him. Hey, so you can't scroll through your photos and remember what you were doing 6 months ago right before you met him? And then do that shit again? And go from there? You can't scroll back to like a year ago. So go ask your best friend, what was I doing last year? Because I don't know where to go from here. So I'm gonna need you to remind me of what I was doing last year so I can do it again because I have to build my life from scratch. Yo, that's how it's done. I feel like every time I travel, when I come back, I don't remember what I was doing before I traveled. So what do? I scroll on my photos to try to figure out what I was doing. Oh my gosh. I think every time I put on makeup, like my nose wants to start running. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, like she was just overly invested in his life. I just don't know why. Like, girl, what about your life? She never said anything about you anymore after that one time. Like, girl, don't you have hobbies, your own shit going on? I'm sorry, if a man was calling me every day, oh, I had the worst news today. Sir, the next time, after like 2 or 3 times, I'ma just look at that phone and watch it ring. Cause damn, you ain't finna bring all this stress into my life. Like, my God. Every day you call, it's an issue. Every day you call, something's going on. Hold on. What is on? What the fuck is going on? Y'all, my bad. I don't know what is going on today around my nose. It just seems to be a lot going on around my nose. It's very itchy for some reason. I literally have no idea why. Yeah, like, I don't know. It's just exhausting to me the way she was just overly invested in him. Babes, you just met this man. You just met this man. Like, I feel like you really shouldn't get that invested in men you just meet because they could just be gone tomorrow. Look, after a year, this man is gone. And what does she have? A whole bunch of debt. A whole bunch of debt. Heartbreak. Girl, let that man live his life. You live your life. If it happens to come together and work out, then it works out. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. My God. Number two thing. Look, where I'm from, okay? They used to say, or they say, a bird in hand is worth two in the bush. Why would you quit your job that's bringing you money now because he said there is money coming from the sale of his apartment? That doesn't make any sense. Not a lick of sense. So she was just thinking to herself, you know what it is? For me, it truly, truly, truly gives. She wanted the soft life look. She wanted to be given soft life. You know, her white man is paying all the bills. I feel like that's what she wanted it to give. And ain't nothing against the soft life. If you have the man that is paying all the bills, you have a man that's paying all the bills. If you don't, you don't. Why try to give the appearance of something you don't have? Meanwhile, you're dying inside. Like, this girl literally lost a stable career, a stable job, bringing in 6 figures because the man said money was coming. That job that you had that's giving you a steady paycheck is worth more than any money that's coming. I just, I don't, and it's not like I feel like there's anything against quitting her job exactly. If the job was stressing her out, the job was stressing her out. I feel like she should have, you know, hey, I do want to quit my job. Okay, let's plan for 3 to 6 months. Save up, the emergency fund of 3 to 6 months. Save that up. Have a talk with him. Run the numbers. How are we gonna pay for things? Who's gonna pay for what? How much are you bringing in? How much can you add to this money so that for the next 3 to 6 months, while I build my business, we're good. Rent is covered. This is what she should have sat down, created a budget. But how can you even do that with a gambling addict? That motherfucker go online, take all his money, all your money, and gamble that shit away. I guess it really didn't even matter anyways. But the fact that she just quit based off of a man's word, not no type of action, not no type of money that she saw in his account. And then he's showing her all this screenshot. I don't want to see no screenshot. Everybody got a mobile phone. We have the banking app. Okay? Log into the banking app. Let me see that money in your account right now. I don't want no screenshots. Log in. Let me see the fucking money in your account. Let me see the money in your accounts. Huh. My life is on risk. You talking about a screenshot? Baby, I'm about to be homeless. You talking about a screenshot? I quit my job after you said you were going to pay the rent. You talking about a screenshot? Screenshot? No, baby. I need to see that money in the account. Matter of fact, I need that password. I need that motherfucking password. I need that password. It's like, no, 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 no. She was playing too much for me. She was playing too much for me. She was playing. She was playing. Imagine. That's crazy. That is crazy to me. That is crazy to me. For her to not collect her money, for her to quit her job based off of money that was coming. And of course, that money never hit. No surprise there. But then why not just quit after she got the money? Like, she could have just kept working. When the money hit, then she can quit because you already have the money. Then it's like, oh, period. We got the money. Pay, fuck that job. You know, y'all stressing me. But not just to quit randomly just because a man said he's going to pay. Sir, if you trying to pay my rent, go ahead and give me the first six months right now. Okay, I'm going to need the 6 months in a lump sum. Because you see how all this man be acting? He's going to tell you to sign that lease. He's going to pay it. Soon as you piss him off, well, let's see who's going to pay that lease. After you don't sign the papers, aghast. Okay, aghast. Oh, wasn't it a basketballer just recently that had his girlfriend sign on an apartment she couldn't afford because he said he was gonna go half on half with her, and then he was like, oh, he didn't want to pay, blah blah blah, that he's gonna pay every month because he want to see if she's gonna act right. That act right thing, bro. These men be just, it's crazy. It's crazy. Me personally, I'm gonna need to see that money up front because act right. Act right. I'm gonna act however I damn well please. That's how I'm gonna be acting. Act right. Shit. I remember somebody told me that. He was like, oh, I'm gonna buy this for you if you act right. I was like, act right. What that mean? Because if I wanted it, I would get it my fucking self. I wouldn't be waiting for you to get it. Especially if I have to act right. Sir, sit down. I feel like she just wanted to be able to portray the soft life. I honestly feel like that's what the quitting the job was about. Truly, 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 I believe that. The third thing I wanted to say is love, 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 love. Girl, she was talking about, oh, he loved me, he loved me. What is love without security? How can a man that loves you, ask you to put yourself in an insecure situation, in an unstable situation, but then you claim he loves you or he claims to love you? I don't know. To me, that is not love. Like, this man knows his money is very unstable. Like, there's no way all these things just started happening as soon as you got into the picture. These things have been happening. And knowing that you're unstable like that, shouldn't you have a fat savings if you're trying to get married? If you're trying to move into this girl's house? If you're trying to have her rely on you for the bills? You need to make sure that your money is stacked. You need to make sure that you have a budget. You guys are living below your means so that if anything happens, she's not feeling the weight of that. To me, that would have shown love because it would have shown that he was taking her security into account, not just doing whatever and then saying, "Oh, he loves me. He loves me." Girl, oh, I already talked about this one, but like how she married a man without her family knowing, but then allegedly her family means everything to her, and her finding out about her sister giving him money just broke her heart. Girl, the same sister you didn't tell you were getting married. That's strange to me. I'm sorry. Like, if my sister got married like didn't say, just got married, I would be so shocked and I would just be so baffled. Like what? I don't know what the fuck that was about. And she keeps saying everybody loved him, everybody loved him. At first, I was like, yeah, right. But then I'm like, seeing as so many people gave him money, maybe, but I'm pretty sure there's a person or two that was like, something's fishy about this motherfucker. I'm pretty sure there had to be a person or two that was suspicious. Because there's just no way. No way. Okay, something else I want to say is some people were saying she was desperate. Some people were saying she has a good heart. I don't know. I do feel like there was a sprinkle of desperation there, especially as time went on. It gave more and more desperate the longer they were in the relationship. And I think it was desperation to keep the image. I feel like that's what it really was. She had an image she was trying to portray, and she wanted at all costs to protect that image at all costs. Because whenever she first found out about crypto, right, and the money, she never said, damn, I wonder if it's other people that he borrowed money from. Because she didn't care, because that's why she kept it secret. She wanted to protect the image. But she's acting like, oh, it was because he asked her to. But a part of her too wanted to protect the image, which I don't blame her for, because who the fuck wants to go out there and be like, yeah, you know, my husband, he just has a gambling problem and he's been borrowing all this money from people that he can't afford to pay. Who the hell wants to do that? And then, you know, there's also the discussion about the fact that he's white. I do feel like ever since, you know, this year with the pasta lobster, not this year, but like, you know, ever since TikTok, the pasta lobster, the hard, was it Hardwick Soft Life, the swirler, like it's just too much. It's just too much. It's not by force to date a white man now. It's not by force. I don't understand. It's not by force. Like, what's the obsession with the mixed babies? I don't get that. I don't get that. And then what if your babies don't come out mixed like that? You know, Obama is mixed, but he don't look it. Like, imagine if his parents were, doing the most, wanting mixed kids, and then they come out looking like Obama, and then they're like, well, fuck that. And then they don't show him love and care because he's not, like, you know, caramel looking. It's just strange. It's just strange to me. Yeah, and then the way she was like, blonde hair, blue eye. It's like, girl, I just feel like she was overexerting herself the entire relationship, over offering, just doing too much, trying to help the family with the father. You know, I'm not saying you can't offer to do things once in a while or like, you know, extend yourself to those you love and care for. But I just felt like in her situation, it was just a lot. And I feel like a good rule of thumb is don't start a habit you know you don't want to maintain. Don't start offering this man all types of money if you know 2 years from now you don't want him asking you for money. Don't start that now because then it's gonna become a thing. You know, that's just a good rule of thumb. And then she never said no to giving him money. I feel like, girl, say no. Say you ain't got it. Y'all ain't got it. To be honest, this thing that Christian women do of like protecting the man or leaving all the decisions to the man, women are just signing up for a lot of bullshit with that. Babe, say you ain't got it. When he told your mom that he's gonna pay for the whole wedding, you should have told your mom, we don't have it like that. Please pay for this wedding. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about because we ain't got it like that. Okay, we have hella shit to pay for. We don't have the money to pay for the wedding. But she didn't. Why would you agree to giving him 10,000? Sometimes you need to stand your ground as a woman. Okay, fuck respecting the man. Sir, you respect me. You respect the fact that I don't want to be broke. You respect the fact that I don't want you borrowing money from random people. You respect the fact that I don't want you gambling. How about you respect that? But we've been here for too long, child. That's all I have to say. I'm just over here rambling. I'm exhausted. I'm just glad to be past that. I just feel like yes, we should, leave some room for empathy because lots of women go through this. But also, lots of women go through this. You're not the first one. You're not going to be the last. You don't have to be the next one, though. Shit. Girl, in all this, just don't be giving this man money. Okay? Before you give a man money like that, you should have known this man, know his character, study his character. How you do anything is how you do everything. How you do everything. Like, the whole thing was just exhausting to listen to, and even speaking about it is it's exhausting. Okay, today's Thanksgiving, so this is the look. This is the Thanksgiving look. I do think I'm gonna change my blouse though. Maybe put on a topper, something more family friendly. But yeah, so just leave your comments in the comment section if you have anything to say. I'm tired. Okay, family's already coming over, so I'm just gonna go eat. I'm gonna go eat. I'm gonna go eat. Okay, cause child, this shit drained me. Okay. Anyway, that's all I have for today. I will see you next time. Bye.